And hello! Welcome to Solo Playthroughs. Looking at some settings here. Hold on one sec. I'm going to try to get an audio gate on here. Hold on one sec. Noise gate. Okay, that should help. Alright, doing this with a new computer tonight, so a little bit concerned about that. Trying to make sure there's no background noise, or at least less than I want there to be. Alright, this should be good. Always changing technology is always dangerous. So, chat's already active. All right. Daniel says, fasten your seatbelts. More amazing strategy tips from chat incoming. I look forward to it. And Tomas says, hiya. Hiya, Tomas. How are you? So, Mrs. Playthroughs will be monitoring the chat as always. I know that for some reason, my integrated camera looks like it has some kind of lag. I don't know if that's just on my end with OBS, but Mrs. Playthroughs let me know if I look all weird, and maybe I'll just turn the integrated camera off if that's going to be a distraction. So, all right, cool. So maybe it's just on my end with OBS, which is totally fine. I'm going to be quiet for a second. I just want to make sure the background noise from the mic is addressed. All right, cool. We're good there. So when I move, I'm blurry, like really blurry from what you're saying. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to test that again. So what I'm gonna do is just do the Patreon camera. Well, the I'm just gonna do the Logitech camera here. So let me remove this. Minus, yes. Yes, cool. Here we go. So no ugly mug tonight. You just get me. Yeah, video in corner is choppy. Thank you for Daniel for that. Mic is good. Good. Yeah, I got the noise gate installed. I know some things. I learned a lot about tech in the last year and a half, so we're getting there. But yeah, so you're just going to get my disembodied voice, which again is probably better for most of you all. So, and only Sarah will be subjected to looking at this beard all night as we go. So here we go. We're going to have Tovak and a Solo Conquest Blitz. I'm still going to be looking over to the camera as if I'm on mic, and I'm not, but that's totally fine. It's on my camera. Yeah. Mrs. Playthrough just figured out what I did. So yeah, I'm going to have to test that. I did disappear. I did. I no, that was a little bit too much blur. So yeah, again, new computer makes everything better in solo playthroughs land for the most part. Editing is a lot better and easier and quicker. So I just had to figure out how I can integrate this into the live playthroughs. The old computer, yeah, emphasis on old. So that was long overdue. So yeah, Tovak in a blitz is interesting. I don't love Tovak, and I know he's a lot of people's favorite mage. For me, I find him. I don't know. A defense first strategy is a hard thing to pull off in a game of Mage Knight, at least as far as I'm concerned. So we are just going to see if we can make the most out of it. A Megapolis is a pretty big challenge in a Solo Conquest Blitz with only 4 rounds to make it happen. You are reliant on getting some strong cards, whether Tremor or the Horn of Wrath or the Sword of Justice or some combination thereof. You're dropping frames on your main camera. Dropping frames? I don't know. That looks really smooth to me. So, Daniel, let me know if it's still a problem. But it doesn't. It looks like I'm good on my end, and Miss Playthroughs can kind of track that as we go. But I knew the integrated camera was kind of a mess. But anyway, so I have played 2 test runs on this with Tovak, and first one I probably could have win. I was leaving some of the stronger cards there. I didn't take Flame Wave at some point. I was trying to get some more cards into the mix of what I use. I came really close, just wasn't able to pull it off. And the second one, the countryside tiles did not cooperate at all. I had 0 dungeons, I had 0 monasteries. I wasn't able to get my deck even close enough to take on a level 12 Megapolis. And that's going to happen with these blitz scenarios when you have limited terrain. If that terrain comes off and it's just not very exciting, well, you're stuck with what you're stuck with, and if those unit offers not great, the unit offers over here or the spell offer, you're going to be more likely not to be able to overcome that because you only have those 4 rounds to get up to where you need to get to try to have a chance to beat that Megapolis. Hopefully, we can get ourselves up to 35 fame, get ourselves again 3 skills, 3 advanced actions, and then whatever else we can gather in between now and when we get to that city. If we can get a good siege in on that city at the end of day 2, kind of limit that garrison somewhat, kind of defeat some of the stronger parts of that garrison without taking too many wounds, and then we can finish it off in the second night. That's ideal, but a lot of times we will be ending up having to try to do this whole thing in that second night, and that's a lot of enemies to take down in one round. So that's where we're going to be reliant on, again, something like Tremor or Flame Wave, like I mentioned, or whatever. So we'll see how that goes. Cool. Mason says he bought Mage Knight Ultimate Edition because of my videos. I appreciate the trust, and I wish you well. Hopefully, my videos will help you get up to speed a little bit quicker. And a good luck, mate, from Cloud. And thank you, sir. So I'm gonna start shuffling some of these things up. This is again the spell offer. We gonna come down. So we got Fireball. Love to see that. Mistform can be useful, and Restoration. Out of those three, Fireball is the one that I will go out of my way to get if I have a chance in this first round. The advanced action offer is here. I'm gonna shuffle this up. And here we go. We have Ambush, like that card. Shield Bash. Wow, Shield Bash. There was a thread on Facebook about Shield Bash that was bananas. And the math, I never really liked that card anyway. And then after reading about all the different ways that that could become like a math nightmare to figure out exactly how much armor reduction may or may not exist, yeah, I'm never taking that card. Be careful. I say never, and then I do things a lot. But yeah, it's a rough card to figure out. And if you have multiple sources of block, it can get super confusing, and it just depends. Like the calculating efficiencies and all that, how it should apply, can be a giant pain. And actually, Vladi even admitted, like, there was something when Lost Legion came out that it there was something very unclear about how that card was worded, and he said something that almost added to the confusion of how it applies, whatnot. But anyway, here's my artifact deck. That's going to be over there. We're going to shuffle up the unit offer, and we will roll the dice for the source just to get them out of the way. In the Blitz scenario, we do have 4 dice. That was a white originally, so we get a red, a white, a gold, and a black. That is a legal roll as long as half of the roll is basic. We are good. So we get that 1 black and that 1 gold. Sure. Hold on one second. Then I'll say we started with 1 fame, and we start with +1 reputation. So we're actually reputation. We had 2 bumps to get the +1, and those are all bonuses that you get for the Blitz scenario. And while I'm on this topic, whenever you level up, so when you go from level 1 to level 2, level 2 to level 3, every time you jump a level, you will take 1 additional fame. It's just some of the things that are built into the fabric of the scenario to give you more of a chance. Haven't you played it with 2 or 3 players with PvP options on? Tomas. So Tomas asked me if I've ever played player versus player. I have never played this competitive. I have played a co-op a fair amount. I really like it. The player versus player honestly doesn't interest me that much beyond, like, some intellectual curiosity that maybe one day I will do it. But for now, I just, with my gaming group, it would be hard. I mean, it wouldn't be very fun for anyone who's at all competitive, right? Because I've just played this game so much more than a lot of my gaming group, like all of my gaming group. So it's, if I had a chance to play with an experienced player, I would obviously jump at that. I'd be more interested in doing that for sure. So here's Tovak's D deck. Make sure there's 16 cards in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. The 2 unique cards for Tovak are, one is a replacement for improvisation. So it's souped down a little bit. So instead of like the stronger effect of improvisation is like you can pretty much get, 5 attack, 5 defend, 5 influence. Here you can only get 4, but the trade-off is you don't have to discard a card to get that. In some ways, I actually prefer improvisation. I don't really love that card. The other unique card is that cold toughness. I really don't like cold toughness, and it can be huge in the right circumstance, but again, the extra block is effective against enemies with ice immunity, but not against enemies that have arcane immunity. And like, again, give me a big defense card. I really like the special cards of a lot of the other majors a lot more because they really do more. Again, if I block an enemy, great. I still need to kill it, and it's just a thing that You know, I don't mind the extra wounds, just the way I play. So, just personal play style more than anything, I guess. I put this upside down. So here are the regular units. We are going to have 4 units in the unit offer because again, I'm playing the Blitz. So we're starting with the Utem Guardsmen. Like to see them. Scouts, the all Guardian Golems and the Illusionists. So I like to see the Guardian Golems and the Utem Guardsmen. 2 units that I can get, and I should have at least a keep or a village in my starting tiles to try to recruit someone fairly early. Again, it's a blitz scenario. You do not have much time to mess around. You better start getting things to come together early. So I'm going to shuffle up the countryside tiles. We have the 14 tiles here, and I'm going to make a mess of it. So we're only pulling 5 in a blitz, in a solo blitz game. It's 5-1-1. Listen to him jinx it again with cold toughness. Yep, that's about right. That's what I do. Daniel's taunting me for making fun of cold toughness, which I know is the strongest card in the game according to some people, and I'm just like, ugh, I don't see it. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. That will go away. We need to get 1 core non-city tile, so I will roll a die because some of these city tiles are radically different than the others, or core non-city tiles are radically different than the others, and that could matter. So I roll that. That is a 3. Bing. Goes off. And then we're going to roll for this. And we're going to see. So I do have Volcara's Camp in here. So that would obviously make this a very different playthrough. It would not be a Megapolis. I'd be accused of false advertising correctly. But, you know, 80% of the time it will be a Megapolis. But I don't think you guys would mind seeing a level 12 Volcara's Camp either. Be obviously a very interesting playthrough. So I'm going to shuffle these up. We are, again, these are the bottom of the terrain deck. So in the order that it comes out is really important. There's a lot of times I'm like, I really want to see that city, and it's not. And it's like, man, I have to do something else and explore again. So that's a 3. So 1, 2, 3, that, and then these 5 will go on top. And this is our terrain deck. Actually, I should keep the city tiles. Well, they're somewhat close. Assuming it is a Megapolis, I will have to keep drawing, get a second city, and then we will have, you know, our challenge laid out when I get to that city tile. If the top tile on the terrain deck here, so out of these 4, is Volcara's Camp, you cannot hold on a sec. You cannot combine Volcara's Camp with a city. That is not a recommended way to play. I mean, I guess you could if you want, but the rules really suggest against it. So Daniel says, missed a short part of the beginning. You're going straight level 12 Megapolis or some hybrid 8 or something like that. Level 12 for a Blitz sounds kind of insane. No, going straight level 12. Yeah, I mean, I did 11 on the channel. I think I did 11 live, actually. So it's not like it's just one notch higher. I mean, it's definitely a challenge. I've definitely pulled it off before. You know, it's just a matter of you are reliant. I mean, it's no different than really, you know, if you're doing a 10-13 or you're doing a 10-12. I think I did what was my Norwas playthrough, 9-12. I mean, you're just talking increments. There is a strategy to it, but I mean, I would take this playthrough over, you know, I think this playthrough is going to be a lot easier than like Volcara's Return on Legendary, you know, for sure. I remember with Solo Conquest Blitz, you're only taking on 1 city. So you're just gearing up for that 1 city. You can take a bunch of wounds, but as long as you survive. And remember too, like if you're only doing 1 city with the Megapolis, if half of it's a green city, that doesn't matter at all. You can, especially in the last round, just take that poison and put it in your deck. Who cares? You're really just trying to win. And also, don't forget that I don't really care about final score. I just want to win. So it is what it is. I'm shuffling up Tovak's skills. I do have his competitive skill in here, which is quite the discoloration issues. If I pull it, I will replace it with the. And this is a different color on the back, so I will replace it with the cooperative skill in the middle of the game if we do pull the competitive skill, and then we just have to get our dummy player. Dummy player, please stand up. So to the right of me, I have Arethia, Bravelar, Wolfhawk, Goldix, Krang, and Norwas. I rolled a 6. Norwas it is, and I am hoping for some bonds of loyalty, people, because I love that skill. So Norwas is in the house. We're going to take these 10 skills. I'm going to shuffle these up and put this in the skill offer. We got Norwas's little player token. I got his mage card, and then the skill cheat sheet. All right. this here. And we will shuffle this. Cool. I'm going to shuffle this up. We need to make sure there's 16 cards here, because that would definitely change the math. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Cool. Greg can still count to 16. I know you're all worried every time. And we're going to put this down here. All right. So I have all my token bags. We're going to put out the initial terrain. First, we have this useless tile. So if I get more tiles like that, that is not going to be what the doctor ordered. And then we have this tile, which is, I guess, a wee bit better, but that 5 movement to get in, that's why I kind of miss improvisation, because it's just that much more annoying to get. And I mean, I guess you could, with, I forget what it's called, the whatever his special card is. I mean, I guess you could just plan on just discarding a card anyway to get that move 5. I just find it just annoying. I guess it could just be a mental thing for me. So I'm going to put a Mage Tower Garrison face down. And then we're going to put the Marauding Orc face up on the first tile I placed out. So what do we have here? It is a Cursed Hag. Again, she's attacking with a 3, has 5 armor, has poison. We have the village here. We get another Marauding Rampaging Orc on this hills here. And we have ourselves a catapult. So again, it has cumbersome, which makes it doable. The nice thing is it is for fame, but it is also physical resistance. So we're basically looking at probably taking a wound or 2 based on how much movement we have, and then killing it with an attack 4. But we also are going to want to save some movement so we can get into that Mage Tower. I think that right now, so I'll just put Tovak on the starting portal. Right now, what I'm going to have to do is go here. I want to kill that, get a level up. Then if I can go, I'll also see what's going on here, and then maybe I can move to this village, pillage it, get a big hand, get in there, siege this Mage Tower, end the round there, get Fireball. That would be a really good first round for me. It does mean that I would be not exploring at all, right? But that once it hits night, then I'll be able to get out of that Mage Tower a lot easier, because it'd only be 3 to move into the stance. So that's my plan. We'll see if that works out. I am generally getting... So Daniel says he's generally good at beating up to 9, 11 with any hero. 10, 12 is probably where it gets difficult, but in Blitz, anything from 9. Yeah. Now I'm with that. I mean, I agree with that, Daniel. Like, that's these challenges get, I just beat 11 so easily on the channel that I'm like, well, we'll try and accomplish live. I mean, I'm not above losing and getting my butt kicked live, so we'll see. Mason, can I play the base game scenarios with the expansion tokens? Yes and no. So the short answer is yes and yes, right? The more nuanced answer for I'm concerned is I would never use the Shades of Tesla enemy tokens, which I actually have right here. I just recorded a life and death scenario a couple days ago. I wouldn't use these faction enemies in the base game or with Lost Legion at all. I just think it changes the balance way too much. And if you're not playing with the faction tokens, it's very different. So I would leave the Shades of Tesla enemies separate. But the Lost Legion stuff, oh yeah, absolutely. So you can combine, Riddle Walker says yes, for sure. So yeah, you can combine all of the Lost Legion cards and all the Lost Legion enemy tokens, and that's a very, very smooth thing. As a personal preference, I would not add the Shades of Tesla stuff, but I am definitely there are people that will say the opposite. So, and people that really love playing with the zombies and all that other crap in the base game, I just think it thematically is weird, and then it's also you can either not play with the faction tokens and just add +1 fame, or you can play the faction tokens, but it just makes it a much more complicated and cumbersome game in my experience. Cool, amazing, thanks a lot, no doubt. As for the chat, we are on a 25-second delay roughly, so anything you're seeing happen 25 seconds in the past. So that's usually not a problem. It just works better for the streaming, and we will get to it. So if I make a mistake, let me know, and if I backtrack a little bit, it usually works out pretty well. Drawing my opening hand. My opening hand is going to be Stamina, Tranquility, Stamina, Cold Toughness, and March. Well, that's a lot of movement. I don't hate that for this, but it literally leaves me without... I don't even have 4 attack. I do not even have 4 attack. One of the things I generally like to do in a blitz scenario is take planning, because I like that extra card. But I think in this case, I take Great Start. I'll plan on pillaging this village, so I won't need the extra cards anyway. This will get me here. I'll try to mess with that, go here, and then just start pillaging. But Great Start hopefully will give me at least another 2 attack that I can take out this catapult in the very first turn. Is the Manticore in Tesla? Yes, no. No, the Manticore should be in Tesla. I hate that thing. So that's very funny. Yeah, Riddle. I think Riddle's right. I think it is a Lost Legion card. But man, I've been pulling that sucker without fail lately. It's so annoying. All right, so I'm gonna take Great Start. Give me an attack or concentration. Oh my lord. Well, I will have plenty of attack to seize that. The question is, how the heck? I don't want to lose tranquility. I mean, I'm probably taking a wound from that catapult, right? Oh, that's such a really. I guess I have this attack too, so I'd have to if I play two cards sideways. I mean, the bad thing is I can't even use concentration to give the attack two. I mean, it is what it is. This is just really bad. All right, that's fine. Maybe I just won't take any wounds and I can use tranquility sideways. I don't know. We'll see. So that's out. We have to roll for Norawas's tactic. He rolls a 6, so he takes the right moment. I appreciate his cooperation, as that will allow me to be first. And hopefully the first will not be last. So how the heck am I doing this? So if I move 4. Oh yeah, yeah, no doubt. Daniel likes to taunt me and my utter disgust for the Manticore. All right, so well, shoot. If I hold on to Threaten, then I can actually get the Utham Guardsman, which I like, which I really like. So let me see how many wounds I'm going to take here, and if I have Tranquility. So if I power Stamina with the gold from the source, that gives me move 4. And I think that makes sense. Now, if I'm going to take on these catapults, if I spend 1 card sideways, I would take 3 wounds. If I spent 5 movement, I would only take 1. I think the chance of blocking all that is going to be super not feasible. I could spend this 4 movement. I mean, I only have 2 more movement cards, which I need to be careful because I'm trying to. Well, I could take Ambush. I'll probably take Ambush. What's a Song of Wind? The move cost of plains, deserts, and wastelands is reduced by 1. That's not going to help me get at the sand. Ambush could be pretty helpful to get into the sand. If I spend another card sideways, I'm only going to take 1 wound. That's if I take. Man, what's concentration doing for me? Not much. Really not much. But I still need the 4 attack. Oh, this is so bad, dude. Like, this is really, really bad. Sure. I'm going to play Stamina with Cumbersome. So I'm reducing the enemy's attack from a 7 down to a 5. I'm taking 3 wounds because, wounds are great. And now I'm going to do an attack. I'm playing Cold Toughness. Oh, this will reveal. It is an illusion. What is this physical resistance? Back to so bad, dude. Wow. Okay, whatever. Cold Toughness. I'm gonna play. Man, I'm gonna need this move because I have to move into there still. Maybe I can pick up, but I want Influence so bad. I'm gonna play. This is a really unfortunate start to this game, that is for sure. Cold Toughness is attack 2. March sideways attack 3. And I hope I pull Promise, which is pretty realistic. That's fine. I'll play Threaten sideways for attack 4. I've killed this. That gives me 4 fame. I jumped a level. It gives me 5 fame. I'm also going to get a +1 reputation. This is going, and then at the end of my turn, I could play Tranquility to heal 1. I'm going to get a little greedy here, especially since I went first, and hopefully I roll a green or a gold. I rolled a white, exactly what I was hoping for. And that is the end of my turn. I am going to do my level up. So first I'm going to look at my 2 skills. What do we have here? I wish I had, I don't give a damn. That's a nice little wound management skill. No, wait, never mind. thinking of an Arethea skill. Oh, I feel no pain would have been a nice wound management skill. So I can get +3 block, +2 fire block, +2 ice block every turn, or I can play a card sideways for 2, or if I can play a spell, an artifact, or an advanced action for +3, I'll just take the defense. I'm going to put Norwas's skill out here. It is motivation. Love me some motivation. And then I'm going to take that card that I just took. What is it? Ambush. Man, I'm going to have so much attack. So much move. Maybe. No, I'll take Song of Wind. Move 2. The cost of plains, deserts, and wastelands are reduced by 2 to a minimum of 0. You can also move through lakes. That could come in handy. I like Ambush a lot, but I have so much attack left on my deck. I'm really not going to need it this turn. Song of Magic Talent. Hello. Song of Wind is going to be so much more important. So that is that. We're going to now go to Norwas's first turn. It is a red, it is a blue, it is a white. Oh, I never put the crystals in. So 2 white crystals and a green. So 2 more cards coming off, because of course, that's fine. So he has 11 cards left in his deck. My turn. I'm just going to play 1 card here, and that's going to be Tranquility. Gives me a heal 1, which isn't everything I hope for, but it will have to do. I pull up 2 more cards. Give me a movement. There we go. And perfect. That's actually really nice. That should work. Norwas, 1. It's a blue. It's a white. It's a blue. So he's got 8 cards left. My turn. I'm going to play March to get moved 2. Get into the... what is this? That is a village. Yes. Village. Maybe I can get enough influence to... Oh, you know what I should have done? Yeah, concentration is useless for me right now. For sure. So I would actually, last turn, I could play a healing effect when I rest. That's what I should have done. So, if you guys don't mind the audible. So I had 3 wounds. I had that and that. On my second turn, I healed 1 with Tranquility, and then I rested on the same turn. Then I would have pulled up 5 cards. That's a much more efficient use of cards. All right, Mana Draw, Instinct, and Rage. Here we go. So now I'm going to move to get into here. I'm going to... That was a Song of Wind, 1 additional die. I still have a bunch of attack. I think I have both my swiftnesses. So what I can do is I'm going to recruit myself the Utham Guardsman and just try to be more efficient here. So I'm going to play Instinct. That again, that was the old improvisation. I'm going to power that with the red from the source. That is going to give me influence 4. I have +1 on the reputation track because again I started with +1. So I'm going to recruit myself the Utham Guardsman while I'm chilling in this village. That's the end of my turn. I reroll that. This goes here. I'm going to draw out my hand limit, which is 5. I'm going to pillage the village. I'm still at +1. Remember, because I started at +1, I got another +1 because I killed an orc, and now I just pillaged the village, and so I'm going to get up to 7 cards in my hand. There's Promise. Yeah, that's, you know, if I kept a wound in my hand, I knew I had Promise. I could have tried to heal that, but it wasn't worth, you know, doing that with what my hand was at the time. So Norwas goes again. He gets a green. He gets a green. He gets a green. Woo! And a green. Whoa! All 4. Of course, he had all 4 greens in a row. Why wouldn't he? My turn. So, good thing is I have a bunch of options here. So I'm going to play Song of Wind. I'm going to power with a white from the source. Sand equal desert. Yep. So, guys, my UE is somewhat different from what I saw from boxing videos. Oh, yeah, I don't have the UE, so someone else is going to answer that, hopefully. So I have move 2. The cost of deserts is reduced by... That's funny, Daniel. I keep saying sands because of Spirit Island, for sure. No, concentration doesn't give you a green mana. Concentration gives you a red, a blue, or a white mana. It does not give you a green. If you're playing as Norwas, concentration, I think can give you a green crystal. Cool, and thank you, Daniel, for answering that question. He said that the UE edition has already had 2 print runs, so there could have been a tweak to the insert, which is nice. All right, so I played Song of Wind, so I have moved 2. The cost of move to deserts is reduced by 2. I'm going to play, so it's only going to be 3 points to get in there in the day, so I'm going to play Promise Sideways. That gives me move 3. I'm sieging a fortified site, so I lose a reputation. I'm back to 0 here. And now this jerk is going to attack me, but he is an illusionist, so what is he going to do? He's going to throw an illusion of a friggin' manticore at me, almost guaranteed. So I'm going to pull a manticore just for Daniel. Yeah, thanks, Daniel. Yeah, concentration doesn't give a green. And Riddle says, oops, we've all been there. Oh, it is not an illusionist, but it is a freaking Medusa. So I have the block 3 because of that. I'm going to use the Utham Guardsman, so that is block 7. Medusa, again, when you have an illusionist or you have a summoned enemy, it just comes in, it attacks, and then it leaves. So she's gone, and now I need to get 6 damage on this dude. I'm going to play Mana Draw, so let me use another die from the source. I'm going to play Swiftness for attack 3. I'm going to play Rage for attack 2, and then I'm going to play whatever. So that's fine. So we have another Rage for attack 6. The illusionist has physical resistance, but 6 physical attack is enough to overcome that. I get 4 Fame. That gets me up to 10. Oop, I jumped a level. It gets me to 11. I'm going to do my level up now. A little out of order because I still have not taken my reward for defeating a mage tower. Let me roll that. I get a gold and a green. Now I did roll both of them because I used 2. If you do the second effect of manager, remember you just roll the 1. I'm going to get the fireball. That is the most obvious skill to get out of the spell, to get out of the spell offer. And Burning Shield's also fairly strong. Like it. So, Illusionist, bye-bye. It was nice knowing you. I'm going to put a shield on here, and now I'm going to draw to my hand limit, which is 5. I actually only have 3 cards, so that is what it is. One of them is a blue though, so I can start getting some crystals because yeah, the cupboard is bare, kids. Norwas, 1, 2, and 3. It's a white. 2 more. Well, he's going to declare end of round next turn. My turn, I'm going to play Crystallize. Eesh. I'm wondering if there's any point in spending 3 movement to go there next turn, and then maybe I can get to that village, or do I spend 3 movement and go there? I'm probably not going to be spending 7 influence, or I just stay here and see if there's something I want to, if I get enough influence to kind of get something in the mage tower. I don't know. It's all kinds of shady. So that's fine. So I'm going to do Crystallize. I'm going to play a green, I'll take a green. Green can just always comes in handy for various reasons, especially with Tranquility. And then I will move 3 and just get here and just give me maximum options. Oh wait, it's 5. So I have to move here, which gives me here. That seems all sorts of dumb. So I'll just stay in the mage tower. I'm not going to move anywhere. So re-rolling that. Nora wants to declare end of round. I will be happy to oblige that. I'm going to shuffle my D deck, and we're going to set up for round 2. Have Salius, really enjoy and learn from your plays. Keep it up. Thank you very much. And Riddle Walker, yeah, please do not apologize. A long time not played. Sorry, yeah, dude. It is funny coming back. It's less so now, but I remember, coming back to this game after a while, and it's just like, what am I doing? What's happening again? Dude, I played Life and Death for the first time in like 6 months, about 4 days ago, and it was like, I did not remember so many things about the faction leader and combat, and oh, what did I just do? What did I just shuffle in here? I shouldn't have shuffled any of that stuff in here. I had an illusionist, I had a scout, and I had a guardian golem. They just go on the bottom. You don't shuffle that. I just like shuffling, guys. So yeah, I'll just reset this. That's fine. These go on the bottom. We're going to reset the unit offer. So 4 come off the top. So we get an herbalist, Utham Guardsman, and a red cape monk. Yeah, I like the Utham Guardsman. I don't think I need 2 of them, so I'm fine with that. So it's all random anyway. But yeah, playing Life and Death for the first time forever, I was like, what is happening? Who is doing this? How Mage Knight? What is Mage Knight? It's very, very confusing. So this goes here. You get exposed. Really have grown to like that spell more and more as I've played. And then Shield Bash will come down. Magic Talent comes down. And Mountain Lore. Ooh, Mountain Lore is like, I'm a sucker for those like, hey, move and take extra cards. Like Temporal Portal is one of my favorite cards. Mountain Lord is great. Magic Talent can really make a game. You got to be careful with Tovak though, because it's not like his mana skills are all that great. So if you load up on spells, you might be like, unless you get the right artifact that's going to give you the mana you need, just like, oh, I have all these cards in my hand that I can't do anything with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. Done. So I'm going to re-roll the source. We get a gold, a green, and a white. So that is legitimate because we have 3 basic colors here. I'm going to draw my starting hand. We got Swiftness, March, a Wound, Cold Toughness, Instinct, and man, I can't recruit any of this stuff in a minute. I mean, I have to go back. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not worried about the guardsman that much. David Espinosa, what's up, man? Do I have a tutorial for shuffling my cards? No, I just started. I didn't like shuffling sleeved cards, and I was like, oh, just put them side to side. I don't know. Just hold it really loose. This is my only recommendation. So we got our Instinct, Cold Toughness, March, and Swift. One argument, if I was down here, I could spend 3 influence to heal this 1 wound, because that could obviously become a problem. I might actually dig into my deck to get Tranquility just to get that wound out early. This can go here because you just don't want a wound like cycling your hand the entire time. So it was a weird use of preparation, but like I'm definitely gonna try to have sparing power available to me next round. So instead of disconnected, all right, I'm back. Someone can tell me in the chat that I'm still here because all right, OBS has told me it disconnected for some reason. So all right. Everyone you still see me? Love it. Phone and computer. All right, well, make sure I'm still there in 30 seconds. So, all right, so I'm going to roll for Norwas. It was very weird. All right, I rolled a 5. I already took the 5. I rolled a 4, so Norwas will be first. And I'm going to go through my deck and get Tranquility because I know I can use it right off the bat. And, of course, it was near the top. Anyway. Yep, you were there. Cool. Sometimes I just don't even know. Yeah, it was weird. My computer gave me a loud beep in my ears. Said, OBS disconnected. Oh, but then it said I reconnected. So who knows? I'll just know in the future that that's not a problem. All right, so I have 6 cards in my hand because I just took out Tranquility to make sure I can heal this sucker. Norwas is going to go first, however, because elves are jerks. You heard it here first. And we get a green. We got a white. Do not be white. It's a red. Beautiful. All right, elves aren't as much jerks as I worried they were. So I'm going to play Tranquility to get this sucker out of my hand. And now I'm going to power March with the green from the source. That gives me move 4. Yeah, I think I'm just going to use Cold Toughness sideways because I really hate this card. Like, it's so bad. All right, so on March, I move 4. I'm going to do Cold Toughness sideways for move 5 so I can get a thing on the board. I'm going to explore here. I could do either way. I like going here first for no good reason. I'll switch it. I'll go for the center. No, I'm going to go here. Again, you cannot do this if it was a core tile. Core tiles have to be put on the board where they're adjacent to 2. However, countryside tiles can be put on the board adjacent to 1 as long as the tile is being placed next to a tile that is adjacent to 2. Cool. Oh man, that is a lot of desert, and I'm very glad I put that there. Wow, that's a garbage tile. So, kind of over 3 in good tiles right now. I would love to see a monastery. I only have 2 more countryside tiles, man, so I better start popping these suckers out good because this is not a great start here. So I'm going to I'll have a tile here and a tile here. That's all forest. I mean, you have move 5 everywhere in that tile. That orc is not not in danger, that is for sure. So this ruins is going face down because it's night. We're going to have an orc in the middle of the swamp. So what swampy thing will this be? It is an orc war beast just chilling in the swamp. That's about what he wants to do. I will play Swiftness to get another tile out because I can. And it is, ooh, this is a little bit more interesting. I mean, again, I don't love going spell heavy with Tovak, but I don't know if we have much of a choice here. So we have another Ruins that's going to be face down. You have these two water, the lake there. It's going to mean I'm basically committing to going that way, and then I'll just kind of have to loop back around. Uh, there is no monastery. Riddle Walk. Yeah, there's no monastery, man. Those are all that's a village. I might have said monastery, but yeah, it's a village. So I just have no. I want a monastery. I love monasteries. They're great. Like, let me burn down a monastery, please. We got a face down mage tower here. Yeah, you're good. Totally good. So we have this guy here. It's an orc tracker. Again, it looks like Cthulhu and a panda had a baby to me. It's elusive, so it's 6 armor to kill in the range or siege attack phase. If you block it, then it's only 3. If you don't block it, then it still remains 6, and you get the pleasure of taking 4 damage. But I will be able to block it pretty easily because of my Utum Guardsman, kids. But I cannot do that. Oh, and I also have this skill still. So that is, can I get attack 6? No, I can't. So we'll deal with him next turn. I'm going to roll that. It's still white. And I guess it was green before, so it's not still anything. Drawing out the 5 cards, we get Swiftness, we get Crystallize, we get Rage, and we get Rage. Lots of Rage, kids. Lots of Rage. Norwas gets a blue, gets a green, 1 off the top. My turn. I'm only going to need 3. That will work. Yeah. Yeah, the rages could be helpful there. I mean, I should have enough movement cards. I get here pretty easily. It's only going to be 5 moving into that mage tower even at night. So I'm just going to be going in blind. So I'm going to hold on as much of the cards I have. I also have no red mana, which is a bit of a not great situation right now. But it is what it is. All right, so yeah, so I'm going to attack the Orc Tracker. I'm going to block with my Utham Guardsman. I'm going to play the Swiftness with a Wife from the Source. That is range attack 3. But again, I'm playing it in the melee phase, so I did have to block it. So I blocked it. Elusive was taken care of. It's now only 3 armor. Sucker is super dead. Oh, this thing also has Assassin as well. That is 3 fame. That gets me up to 14. I'm so close to leveling up, but not quite 12. Wait. No, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't kill. I'm looking at Medusa thinking I counted my fame wrong, but Medusa I didn't kill. It was a summoned, which is fine. I will hold on. Part of me thinks I should just drop Crystallize, and make sure I get better cards. But I think I really want a chance to get some crystals, so I'll hold on to it one more turn. I rolled a green. Oh man, I am not rolling ruds, and I get Flame Fireball. Ooh, that's interesting. A red would be really nice. It's not looking like that's going to happen though. So Norwas goes. It is a blue. Oh, I get +1 reputation too. Blue, a white, and a white. 2 more cards. My turns. This is going to look a little bit crazy, but I'm playing Instinct. I'm playing Fireball sideways because I don't have access to a red at this point anyway, and I'm not going to assume that it's going to happen for me anytime soon. I'm going to play Crystallize. I'm going to power it with a white from the source to give me a white crystal. And I don't reveal the Mage Tower because, again, it is night. So even though I am adjacent, it's still really dark. So I'm going to pull out my hand limit, which is 5. It is March. It is a wound. Oh, it's mana draw. Wow. None of this is going well. 2 move, 3 block. I don't even. Oh, I can get 2 reds with mana draw. Okay. I mean, that makes me feel a little bit better, but wow. This is rough. So that wound came out at really bad timing. So Norwas gets a red, and a blue. 1 more. So I have 3 more turns. Right? My turn. I'm going to march. I'm entering the Mage Tower. What is it? It is a Fire Mage. Ooh, that is not blockable. That is for sure. So I'm going to take 2 wounds to my hand. I could assign 2 to the Utham Guardsman, but that seems super unwise. So I'm going to, well, I could get Restoration and just heal 3 that way, but I don't love that. have the green though. I think I need to do that. That's fine. So I'm gonna get 2 wounds because the fire mage is attacking me with 6 points of damage, and there's no way I'm getting up to. I would need, this is 2 ice blocks, so I get that down to 4, but I would still need 8 physical block, and there's just no way that's happening. So then I'm gonna play mana draw. I need 5 points of attack, so I'm gonna power the mana draw with the white from my inventory. I'm going to turn that into a red. I'm going to take these 2 reds and that I get from the stronger effect of that. That gives me 8 points. Well, I guess you don't even need, well, it doesn't matter. Whether I need it or not, there's nothing else I can do with it because it's only mana. So this dude is dead. So it gives me 5 fame, gets me up to 19. I +1 because I jumped a level. Do I have any heal there? No, I don't. Magic talent might be the way to go. I don't have any blues. Oh, this is so bad. All right, this goes here. I don't re-roll that because it was from the stronger effect of mana draw. These go away. I'm going to get my reward. Oh, I do lose a reputation because I attacked a fortified site. So that's right? It's here. I pillaged, attacked 2 fortified site. I killed 2 marauding orcs, so that's fine. I am going to take meditation because I have to get these wounds out of my hand. Or restoration. I have to get these wounds out of my hand for sure. And hopefully I can have enough influence to get either the other 2 of those. I am going to do my level up now. So I did my reward. Now my level up, I'm looking at the next 2 skills. Oof. That might be... Well, I just took restoration, so taking this wound management skill would be really redundant. I will take the motivation skill, especially will help me get through my deck a little bit at this point, because I'm having a hard time doing that. And that blue mana, again, if you have the lowest fame, you get a blue mana. A solo game, you always have the lowest fame. And then I'm going to take a skill. I'm going to take magic talent and hopefully get... Ooh, demolish is interesting. I never really played Disintegrate, but Demolish is really interesting. Expose and Burning Shield are also really interesting to me, but I think Expose is probably the strongest for what I'm looking to do right now. So now I'm going to draw out to my hand limit, which is 5. Gives me some magic talent, and... Ooh, I won't even have access to a white. Oh, that's so bad. That's bad. Ignore site fortifications this turn. Oh, that's really strong. That's really strong. I won't get a burning shield, but the ability to ignore fortifications altogether, and then it gives me all my range attack will be in play. I think that's better than burning shield, although burning shield is really dynamic. Enemies get armor -1, 2. Yeah, I think that's a no-brainer. All right, so on Norwas is going to go, but I'm going to use my motivation skill to get 2 more cards and a blue mana, which I have to use on my next turn. Norwas, he declares end of round next turn. My turn. I'm going to play Restoration. I'm going to power it with the green from my inventory, and that is I heal 3. Now I'm going to play Magic Talent. I'm going to power it with the blue mana that I got because of my motivation skill, and I'm going to use the green from the source. Nope, lied. The red from the source. And again, I only made that red because I used it for the stronger effect of mana draw, and I'm going to take Demolish. There's nothing I can recruit in a Mage Tower here. I started in a Mage Tower, and I made the same observation then. So Influence probably isn't going to be all that helpful for me unless I magically roll a red again. But I would still need, again, if you're using Influence to get a spell when you're in a Mage Tower, you have to get 7 Influence, and it would still be 7 because, again, my reputation track did go back to a 0, and I need a mana of that color, and I have 0 white or 0 red anyway. So, oh, that's fine. And Magic Talent, when you get a spell for Magic Talent, it goes in your discard pile, not in your deck. So that's one thing. So there's like a delay in how useful it is, but I think that Demolish could come in really, really handy here. So I'm going to re-roll this mana die. It is still a green, so that gets replenished with Offering. And I will draw, and I'm going to drop Threaten because there's no point of that in my hand at this point. I'm going to draw up to my hand limit, which is 5. Is the rest of my cards. So hopefully I can get some movement, maybe even get a core tile on the board by the end of this round. But chilling at 20 fame is just not good enough. Oh, there should be another Norowa skill in the skill offer too. It is a range attack. Alright, Norowa declares end of round. My turn. So, Song of Wind reduces the cost of plains, deserts, and wastelands to 1. So it doesn't reduce the cost of hills because wind doesn't flow that well over hills, guys. Newsflash. I have no blue. I could. Oh, I have this. I have this. 6. Sure, why not? So we're going to do concentration. Actually, I forgot I had concentration. I could have actually gotten a red from that. Oh, that's interesting. I want to get a red. But I still don't have a white to even get 7 influence. I mean, if I still had threaten, nah, none of that makes sense. All right, so I'm going to power stamina with, I'm going to play concentration. Then I'm also going to play stamina. I get the stronger effect of stamina +2, so I have move 6. Then I'm going to move here. That's 3. I have 3 more points of movement from stamina. And I think I put a countryside tile here, which allows me to put a core tile here. It's always better to approach core tiles from the top, generally speaking. There's a lot, just the way they're arranged is just like a thing. So I'm going to use 2 more points of movement out of that to explore here. And let's make sure, and again, I can only do this because this is a countryside tile, not a core tile. So I still got no monasteries. No monasteries, no dungeons. I mean, that's just some bad luck. My only chance to get an artifact right now is going to be in that maze. Just really bad. That's really bad. I got 1 more point movement left from that. I'm going to play Stamina for move 3 to get me into the village. And I'm going to play Song of Wind to put my first core tile on the board. So at least we get some elite units out and maybe we get lucky there. But yeah, this is not the thing of dreams for a Megapolis Blitz. That is for sure. So putting this core tile out, what is it? It is the Red City. So we found our Megapolis. I got a dragon in my face, so that's always fun. We're gonna have a ruins, another ruins. I mean, I might actually, if I spend the day killing that dragon, bumping my fame up, we'll see what these ruins are. See if I go. I mean, there's definitely some potential for some cool things to happen there, but I'm definitely not in a place where I can take on a Megapolis. Since that is a city, and since we're doing Megapolis, well, let me put the Draconum out here first. So we got a red mine, we got the red city. So the red city, everything's going to have brutal, which is another reason you probably don't want to attack it in the first. You probably don't want it. You probably want to kill the whole thing in 1 round because I'm going to have so many wounds from the initial attack on that for sure. Draconum in my face, of course, is fire resistance. So much for so much for Fireball being of help. But I guess it could be worse. Oh, we got 2 of them. the brothers. We got the Fire Dragon brothers just chilling, waiting for us. Now, because this is Megapolis, I am going to go back to my city tiles, right? And we're going to see what the next city is. It is Volcara's Camp. Replace that. It is the Blue City. Oh, that's really bad. That's a bad combo. So the Blue City is going to give everything elemental. Every elemental attack is going to be buffed. Blue City, I find the worst. Oh yeah, that first game where I thought I was going to win, but I even without taking some of the stronger cards, I pulled 2 Amhotep Freezers, so they both had 5 ice attack with swiftness. So it was 20 physical block to block them. It was like nuts. So that was rough. So I'm going to get the Blue City card and the Red City card. We'll set up the garrison here in the middle of the rounds. And you know, this is our terrain, so at least we have that all established, for better or for worse. I'm gonna re-roll this. It is a red. Now I roll a red. I have no crystals because of course I don't. And yes, the Kokomi is customized for Mage Knight. Hey Jonathan, what's up, Jonathan? Yeah, every time. So these I just drew on with a Sharpie. So yes, I customized them for the cost of, you know, a Sharpie. So, there is a link. If you go to my non-live playthroughs, I have a link to what these are. I think they're probably I think they're still on Amazon. Those I haven't checked those links in a while, but they're just like wedding favor bags, and I think they just work for me perfectly. And it makes setup and takedown so much quicker. And yeah, I'm a big proponent of getting drawstring bags of any sort with this game. So, oh man. Yeah, this is. I mean, I'm not feeling hopeful. I did get all the wounds out of my deck, so that's a thing in the right direction, right? Yeah, look at me. It's something useful. And I don't think I ever take that heal card, but I just knew I needed it. Nora wants to clear it at the end of the round. We're chilling in a village. We'll see what this unit offer does. But we're gonna. Yeah, I think the only chance I have right now is killing that dragon. Well, all the ruins are gonna flip. What is that? Ah, oh, that's not the ruins of dreams. That is 3 white for 7 fame. That is 2. That would have been better. That's 2 mage tower garrisons for a spell and an advanced action. This is a city garrison and a keep garrison for an artifact and a spell. Yeah, would have rather either of those ruins been there. Would at least given me something to think about. But the 7 for, I mean, I'm again the thing with Tovak, it's so hard to get crystals sometimes. I just really do not love him. So this is shuffled. We're going to put these 4 at the bottom of the deck. We're going to get ourselves a elite unit. Is the Amhotep Freezers. They can be recruited at the keep, so it puts that in play. That's interesting to me. The Utham Swordsman can also be recruited at the keep, so both of them would be a really nice addition down here. Elite unit, it is the heroes. Man, that 2 influence for heroes is just so rough to get. I mean, it's like, oh, you have a hand of 6 cards, and 2 of them you have to waste just to activate. It's not like their abilities are that great that I really want to spend them influence for them to take part in any kind of assault. But I mean, they could be helpful against the dragon, I guess. And then we have the foresters, which also are fairly useful for a level 1 unit. Probably they might be the most useful level 1 unit as far as I'm concerned. We're going to put Shield Bash here. We're going to put a red crystal here. All these suckers come down. We have Call to Arms. Oh, how do I love you. Oh, that's a great card. That's a really nice card. This comes down. I still have 0 monasteries because, you know, this game is like you haven't burned down all the monasteries recently, so we're going to punish you. Oh, Blood Ritual's great. I mean, if I need mana, Blood Ritual can really help that. I mean, you have to take that wound to make it work, but it's the advanced effect of take a wound, gain 3 mana tokens of any color, including non-basic. Like, oh, yes, please. And then what is it? You may pay 1 mana of a basic color to get it. Okay. Yeah, no, it's really, really strong. You can basically turn some stuff into crystals right off the bat. Yeah, it's nuts. Or I guess 1. You can turn 1 into a crystal. All right, green, white, and gold. Think everything else is set up. Let's set up this garrison. I'll put it again face down when we're adjacent to it at any spot. Then we'll reveal it. The red city at a level 6 garrison. Yeah, these are also things that I did. If you go on BGG, there's a cheat sheet that you can print out, and I just cut it up and I put these in clear sleeves and put those in the back. I just find it so much better. These dials, like, no thanks. I can't. I mean, my eyesight's not exactly bad, but I have a hard time making out what the heck is what's what on those dials. So we're going to have 3 monster tokens, or I'm sorry, 2 monster tokens from a level 6 red garrison. So yeah, we're doing a Megapolis, right? So for those who don't know, we're taking a level 12 city, which is when you start playing with Megapolises, and you're just dividing it equally between the 2 cities that we're up against. So we're going to take the level 6 red garrison and the level 6 blue garrison, and that's totally our city. When we enter, all enemies in there are going to be considered as if they're in both cities, which also means they get the benefits of both cities. So the good thing about doing level 6, well, I guess we get 2 white. Never mind. I'm going to stop talking because I'm just making things worse. So the good thing about level 6 generally is there's going to be a little bit of generally fewer white, generally fewer city garrison guys. And they're the ones who have a lot of like crazy elemental attacks that really affect the blue city, but we have 2 from the blue city anyway. We are getting 3 Mage Tower garrisons, so there's going to be 7 enemies total. There's going to be 2 monsters, 3 Mage Tower garrisons, and 2 city garrisons. So, and just hopefully everyone has a physical attack. So, we'll go from there. Yeah, Daniel says you get them on eBay for $1 a piece. Thanks, Daniel. And Bob Chapman is Bob Chapman. Whoever I like Bob Chapman already because whoever's taunting Daniel for me, I appreciate. An ally. I have an ally. This is this is awesome. One thing to note about the bags, when you're pulling, obviously there's times where you don't want to know. All of the enemy tokens have like a ridge. So I'm assuming UE's the same way, and like when the ridge is like curved, that's the unrevealed side. And for me, like it took a couple of games, but then you're like you can generally feel it pretty quick. And honestly, if you see a thing that you're not supposed to see yet, like who the frick cares? Like it is what it is. It can help in very 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 neat circumstances, but for the most part, it is what it is. All right, drawing out my hand limit, which is still 5 because I am still a at level 4, which is not great. Oh, magic talent, how are you? So I got Threaten, Rage, Tranquility, Magic Talent, and Swiftness. The offers could do that. I mean, I'm thinking about gaining another one of those spells. I mean, Expose is a little bit redundant with Demolish. I need to shuffle this one. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. So shuffling these. I mean, do I take Call to Arms is really the question here. Just put it in my discard pile, and then I can get a Call to Glory maybe. The heroes I can take, like heroes I can recruit in the town. Foresters I can recruit in the town. I do have Threaten. What am I taking here? Well, I'm going to take Planning because it's just the best one, which does mean Norwest will go first. So that's a downside of that. I have no earthly idea how I'm going to attack. Well, if I attack him, I do have that heal 3, right? So if he gives me 3 wounds, that's not a big deal, but then I would need 14 physical attack to defeat the dragon. Which is where Expose could come in handy. Oh, I could do Expose now. Oh, that's interesting. I play Magic Talent, discard a white, play a white crystal, get range attack 2. Alright, I'll probably use Magic Talent to help me take care of that dragon, is really how that's going to work. The real question is the heck I want to do with the heroes or the foresters. If I take some wounds, it's not the worst. I mean, I could recruit the foresters just to use them as fodder. But, Daniel says I can play a 3-hour game in an hour and a half. Not always. Not always. Not when it's going this poorly, like this one is. Man, I think discard a card of any color. I need more cards is what I need. I took Planning. He's going first. I'm gonna pillage the village on his turn, which gets me here, and I'm gonna evaluate my options. Restoration and Crystallize. So if I take the 3 wounds, I heal 3, draw an extra card with Tranquility, because the most I'm taking from that dude is 3 wounds anyway. I think this will work in some crazy way and at least get this dragon out of my face, because he's going to be a problem. Alright, Norwas. It is a white, it is a white, it is a blue, so 1 more. So Norwas has 1 of every color, and then he has the 2 whites. I'm going to play... Can I get enough attack? If I take away his resistances with Expose, I'm debating, do I want Expose in my deck, and it's so redundant with what I have. I mean, taking away the physical resistance from any of these enemies could be helpful, but I first and foremost, I have to kill this dude. So I'm going to play Magic Talent, I'm going to discard Swiftness, and then I can play a spell and a spell offer the same color as a spell. The spell card on the spells offer that's the same color as a card I discarded, and it remains in the spell offer. So I'm going to play Expose. Target enemy loses all resistances, right? So he is going to attack. I'm going to take the 3 wounds, which is fine. He's got 9 points of fire damage, so that's fine. I take 3 wounds into my hand, and then I'm going to play. I have range attack 2 from that. I'm going to play... 2, 4, 6. Oh, I'm so short. I'm still short. Play Tranquility ahead of time. The healing effects. This would happen before battle. I draw a card. Demolish. 2, 4, 6. Just don't have the red crystal. I don't want to play the motivation skill yet. So I'm going to play Rage for, that's attack 4. I'm going to use the Utham Guardsman, that's attack 6. And I'm going to play just these 3 cards sideways. So I'm getting rid of Threaten, which is fine. So that is attack. Oh, he's only got 7. What am I doing? Math is hard. So 2, 4, 6, and then 1 card sideways. That card sideways will be Demolish, because I want that more for when I attack the city, which is not going to be this round anyway. Alright, so he's done thanks to a bunch of weirdness. That's 8 fame. That gets me from 20 to 28, plus 1 because I went up a level. I get plus 2 reputation bump because I filled a marauding Draconum. This is going to come here. And I'm going to clean up my play area. I'm going to level up, which gives me another one of these, so I get to draw 6 cards. My hands, I have 6 cards in my 6 cards in my hand, including the 3 wounds. So planning triggers, and I get a 7th card in my hand. I put this over here instead. I re-roll that. It's now a red. Norawas' turn. I did not have I could have done a healing effect after I defeated the dragon, but I didn't have a green because I have 0 crystals, which is a problem. So Norawas is going to go. It's a blue. It's a blue. It's a red. 1 more. So he's gone through 8 cards. He had 18 cards in his deck, so he's got 10 cards left. My turn. I'm going to play Restoration. I'm going to get healed. Oh, do I want to pillage? Do I want to pillage? Yes. Yes. And I'm wondering if I take those heroes. Range attack 7, especially with Demolish. That could actually be better than I'm thinking. So if I get the +1 from that, that counts twice. I have the red. Crystallize. Yeah, I think I actually might end up taking the heroes. Just hopefully I have the 2 influence in my hand. Alright, so Restoration triggers. I play Restoration. And I'm not going to pillage because I don't want to lose that +1. Because again, with the heroes, it's ×2. So I'm going to hold on to every card in my hand. I roll that. It's a gold. I'm going to draw it to my hand limit, which is 6, and then +1 because of planning. And I'm going to use the motivation skill now, which gives me 2 more and a blue. And I'm going to use the blue for crystallize. All right, which is fine. So I did not pillage. Norawas is going to go. It's a red. It's a green. It's a white. 2 more. So he's down to 5 cards in his deck. My turn. I'm going to play Threaten. Now again, the -1 at the end of the turn for reputation doesn't trigger until after the turn, right? So I still have that +1. That's 5, 6, 7 to get the heroes. I was digging. Oh, even better. Even better. So that's, I'm going to play Concentration. I get a stronger effect of Threaten +2, so that's 7 right there. 8, 9 because of the reputation track. So I get the heroes. Hopefully they will work well for me with Demolish. Tempted just to take the Foresters now too, instead of trying to get those Utham Guardsmen. I think I try to get an artifact here. I have a lot of good movement cards. It's fine. I'm going to play Crystallize. I'm going to power that with a red. And I will get a red to my... Oh. Yeah, I'll get a red to my inventory. That's fine. So heroes, assault, or an attack on another player. Daniel, go ask Daniel, anybody. So you play for your extra help. That's hilarious. Bob says that I could play fast despite Daniel's expert help. I am going to ask for Daniel's help or anyone. I think if I go into the maze, that's not an assault. I think assaults are only against fortified sites, so I don't know if I'd have to play the 2 influence to activate the heroes there. If someone can kind of clarify that, that'd be great. I do still have promise. I'm just tempted to get the foresters because I don't think I'm going to have time to get up to that. That would be hard. That would be hard. Alright, cool. So I'm going to re-roll this. I have 6 cards in my hand. I have so much gold. What is this? Yeah, when did I use the second dice, though? Oh, it was red. Yeah, I only used the one. I'm sorry. I changed out the red for a green. That's why that was there. So I'm going to re-roll the green. Yeah, I know what's going on. I took the red out originally for threat, and then I changed my mind, and that was a blue mana. So it looked weird. I was like, why does it look so weird? I'm drawing 1 card. I'm going to pillage the village for 2 more cards. I didn't get promise, so I think my dream of owning some foresters is no longer feasible. 1, 2, and 3. It's a green, so I have 3 more turns. I'm going to move 4. Yes, thank you. Daniel, yes, I was using 2 dice, and no influence required for heroes in the maze. Yeah, that's what I thought. Thank you. So I'm going to try to get an artifact because I just don't have any, and I missed them. So I'm going to play March. That's move 4. Now I'm here. This will flip. It is shock troops. I mean, I don't know how I go there. We'll see. So I have this move 4. I'm going to play. I need to get 6 points of movement to get into the artifact room, which is absolutely my goal right now. Cool. So 6 points of movement right there. And now I'm entering the artifact room. I'm going to draw a random manticore. A random monster enemy. It's a gargoyle. That's fine. So he's attacking me with a 5. I have 2 points of physical attack for block from 3 points of physical block from that. I'm going to block him with the rage. And now I need 8 points of physical attack. I'm going to use the heroes. I am going to play mana draw so I can use a second die from the source. So that is range attack 7, and then I will use cold toughness to get me up to the 9. The gargoyle is dead. That's 4 fame, gets me up to 33. So I'm 2. It's the one argument for going in there is to get my fame up. Oh man, it's so bad. Oh, I could have used the heroes for. I could have actually activated the heroes during that interaction to get the foresters, but that I knew I wanted them for the maze. So that is sufficient. So I have conquered the level 6 room of the maze. So I would not be able to conquer anything else in that maze. I'm going to clean up my play area. I'm going to get my reward. My reward for the level 6 room is a artifact. Please be good. The mysterious box and the shield of the fallen kings. I mean, the mysterious box is way too iffy. I will take the shield of the fallen kings. Not in love with it, but it will have to do. And then I'm going to draw to my hand limit. What's it, 2 to get in there? I mean, I literally might go siege that stupid thing. Just to get up, get another advanced action. Gets me blood ritual. I'm going to re-roll both these dice. It's a blue and a blue. I'm going to draw to my hand limit, which is 6. And that's fine. Norowas goes. He's going to declare end of round next turn. Planning can go away because I have no more cards. I'm going to move 2 to go into the keep. I lose a reputation because I'm sieging a fortified site. This dude is not fortified. He cannot be. But he's got elusive. So it would be 6 to attack him, but I can't. So I'm just going to block him. So 6 to attack. He has the elusive thing. So he can't be fortified. That's what that means. But it'd be 6 to attack him in the range or siege attack phase. And I only have 5. I'm just going to block him with trying to think what makes the most sense here. I want to keep as many movement cards as I can. So yeah, I'll play the Shield of the Fallen Kings. That gives me block 6. So he's blocked. Now I just need 3 points of attack. I'm going to play Fireball Dude is super dead. That's going to give me 3 fame. It gets me to 36 plus 1, 37. Give me a shield. And I'm going to re-roll that. It is green. And I'm going to do my level up. So I get +1 card draw next turn. Thanks. And one thing I can do is I can go camp out here, get a huge hand. I get move 6. Yeah, I'm looking at that. I actually might have a chance, which is sick, because I do have instinct and promise, and my what you call it, my uh, reputation is at a 0 because I haven't burned down any monasteries. So I really don't hate that. But let me do my level up. I'm looking at Norawaz's motivation skill too. Oh, okay. So this is the co-op. This is the competitive skill. Here's the co-op skill. I don't want Mountain Lore. Otherwise, I would really consider either one of those two skills. I will take the 2 ice attack. Mana Overload's interesting, but it's there's a lot of I played it wrong in I forget what playthrough it was. I played it wrong. I think in one of the Tesla playthroughs, where what it is you choose a color, you gain a mana token of that color, then you put it in the center of the table, and then if you use that color on the following turn in the solo game, you get +4. But you still have to be able to use it. You don't get it 2 turns in a row, and I think that's how I played it initially. So I'm going to take this one because that 2 ice attack could come in huge. Oh, there's the Bonds of Loyalty. A little bit too late, Norwas. Come on, man. All right, Blood Ritual for sure because I am so crystal poor. It is not great. So that's that. Norwas is going to declare end of round. So I have one more turn, and I think I do get the freezers or swordsman. Freezer attack or block 5. If you do a blue and the enemy doesn't have ice resistance, then it won't attack that combat, which can be really handy. The swordsmen are super attractive to me too, because that attack or block 6 and the unit becomes wounded is really nice. But the freezers have the benefit of having that 6 armor, so especially if I do freezers on freezers crime here, I could use the block or I can use the blue. And then assign 5 points of damage to the freezers and just kind of have them, the paralyze is what it is. So, but the only problem with that is going to cost me my 1 red crystal. It's like, really? I just got that sucker. I just got it. Or I could use Blood Ritual, but then I just have to take a wound. Which is fine. Fine, Blood Ritual. Power the white from the source. And I'm going to gain 3 mana tokens. Gain a red crystal your inventory and a mana token of any color. That's interesting. Red to mana of any color. It's the same thing. I still just end up with a red. I do want to keep a red in my inventory. Is there a way I can just without taking the wound? Maybe. No, I can still only get up to 7. 7 that way. Nope. Oh, never mind. Yeah, I'm gonna power that. That's 6, 7, 8. Cool. I don't need to take the wound because I can't net any crystals there. So I'm gonna take myself the unlimited freezers. Awesome. All right. It's a little bit of it's some units to be proud of. We'll see. Not Norawas level, but what is. So we are going to reset all of this because Norawas already declared end of round. Speaking of that jerk, I don't know why I rolled that other than the fact that, it's fun to roll dice sometimes. We're going to reset the unit offer. We get a gold, the Defana Masters. We get the Shock Troops. We get the Heroes. And we get the Northern Monks. I'm glad that I have recruited what I could when I did. So going to that. Now, the only problem is that now I'm 8 points of movement away from there. I'm 1, 2, 3, because again that wall 4, 5, 6 from there. If I wanted to just kind of camp there, so I'm going to hopefully get a bunch of movement cards in my hand early. The wastelands I can reduce the Song of Wind will help me get through there a little bit, but definitely further away from the city I want to attack than is ideal. Can you not make the math worth of the gold? Are you sure you can have the extra crystal? Cannot. So Right, but then I would have the wound is the one thing. Yeah, yeah, you're right. Because if I did the gold, I could have taken a white and a red, and then I could have turned one of the basic manas into another color. But then I'd have that a wound to contend with, which might not be the worst idea. But I just kind of I'm shying away from that at this point. So yeah, I think you're right. I think I could have made that work if I just wanted to convert something to a color. I mean that I'm not in horrible shape in the sense that, again, that having that ability to take 3 mana that of any color that I want now, including non-basic, is great. Obviously, I'm going to want a white and a blue. So if I threw a wound in here and added a white crystal to my inventory, that'd be interesting. Maybe hopefully I get a crystallize, and I can start gaining some crystals that way as we go. All right, so I don't know why I put those there. Well, I could put the deck here because we just this is where the advanced actions from the monasteries go. Oh yeah, never mind. We didn't get any of those. I'm not bitter, really. It's just it is what it is, man. Oh, it's so bad. This goes here. It's a green. Don't hate that. We get another white, so that's a little risky. So we could, in theory, go through Norwas's deck in 4 turns if I get super unlucky, and that'd be bad. Next video will be no more inverting monasteries. I know. I'm aging. Man, this is bad. I don't feel confident about this at all. Like one artifact is one artifact, no flame wave, no tremor. It is not the thing of dreams. It is very much not. I have some interesting things. I mean, I can use a unit in the offer. I can't use the Defana Masters because that's what that means. And I would have to pay the heroes. But I have the shock troops. That could be a really nice, thing. But I'm definitely mana poor, as we've been talking about. All right, so I'm going to draw to my hand limit, which is 5. Concentration, stamina, the Shield of Fallen Kings, Restoration, which I'm just not going to need. Well, I guess that's where would have been another argument. Knowing I had that, there's no argument to take a wound last turn. And ooh, I could use Magic Talent with Offering. Don't hate that. Did not get a lot of my movement cards. Alright, so we're sparing power. The only problem with that is that it's going to mean I'm definitely going second. But I think that's going to have to be what it is. Ugh, this is bad. I mean, that movement skill, there's so many skills I would have preferred here with Tovak. So many skills. I mean, space bending allows me to move 2 spaces away as if it were adjacent. So that would get me right here. I have to use a blue mana, and of course I don't. The source is also garbage again. Use concentration with March, gives me move 6, which will get me into the village. I probably do that. It just gives me options. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, Norwas. It is a red. Oh, don't be white. It's green. That's fine. Cool. It's fine. These are 15 cards left. Sparing power. I'm going to play concentration and March. Or concentration and stamina with this green. Gives me move 6. That lets me move into the village. And I'm just going to pillage the heck out of it for a few turns. And we're going to have one real big go of it. Restoration. I don't know what you could do for me. The other option is I go here and I get all these red crystals. But I think... So what's that? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? No, I just think I need a bigger hand. This would be 2 movement away. That's going to be 6. It would solve some of my crystal problem, that's for sure. Mm. Six, seven, eight, nine, 10. I guess I have so many movement cards, and I'm not worried about getting in. And again, I can reduce the cost of wastelands by 2, but it would cost me a white, which I'm going to obviously want that white for that range attack 7. It's so much block, so much block, too much block, so much attack, and I have very little elemental attack. That's why that 2 ice attack might be all I have. That might be all I have. I think I do this. I'm going to have the movement, so I might as well just go for it. I mean, those 2 rare crystals are intriguing. I have the 1, and I'll be able to get more. How many red crystals am I going to really need? A lot. Not going to be able to do this in 2 turns. It's all going to have to be happen 1 turn. It's going to have to happen in 1 turn, especially with sparing power. This lets me go through my deck quicker. Yeah, this is the right move. It's close, though. Alright, I'm going to re-roll that. It is black. I don't hate that. Do not hate that. So I'm going to draw to my hand limit, which is 5, 6. And then, so we got Blood Ritual and Cold Toughness. I'm pillaging the village. Oh, this goes down here. It gives me 7, 8 cards in my hand. Alright, Norwas' second turn. It's blue, it's red. Don't be white! It's green. Thank you very much. Oh, he's got so many whites left in his deck, though. Alright, he's got 11 cards left. I don't think I've seen a single white. I have not. No, he's got 11 cards left, and at least 4 of them are white. I think it's only 4. Sparing power triggers. I'm going to play... Alright, I can discard a card of any color. That could be a spells card, too. I'm going to discard white. I don't hate that. Yeah, I'm definitely not doing sacrifice in the middle of battle. So discard instinct to trigger that one. Discard a blue to trigger that one. And discard a white to trigger that one. Then I have to pay a white to do it. So if I discarded this and instinct, which honestly is just as good as rage for my current purposes, and then I power it with a red. No, so I basically discard a card of any color. I can play a spell, so I can play this. That gives me a red crystal in my inventory, and then I can discard other cards. I can discard up to 3 cards, non-wounds, and gain a crystal to my inventory matching the color of my inventory. I will play this white, and I have so much block. I'm going to get rid of Cold Toughness 2. That gives me a white and a blue. I'm going to hold on to Song of Wind because that's going to be able to reduce the cost of going into this Wastelands. And I could discard the Restoration 2. It's non-wound, so it can be a spell. So I'm going to get a green, a white, and a blue. This is some do not try this at home crap right here. This is nuts. Alright. So I'm going to draw off to 6. 1, 2, and 3. And then I'm going to pillage the village again. 1 and 2. So what do I get? I get Fireball, Rage, Stamina, Crystallize, and March to go along with Song of Wind, Blood Ritual, and Shield of the Fallen Kings. Norwas. It's a blue. It's a green. It's a green. 1 more. So the first white comes off. So we know he's gone through 12 cards. He has 7 left. Almost guaranteed that he's going to go through 6 cards in this next turn just because of his crystal situation and how many whites are still left in here. But either way, we know he's going to go through this in 2 turns. So I have 4 turns left. And I think I'm still kind of committed to doing this all in one turn. So sparing power. So this is, again, 4 turns left including this. So I have 3 turns left of this. So I spare power. I'm going to play Crystallize. I'm going to power it with a white. Do I want a white? Went through 1 swiftness. What's a green going to do for me? What's a green going to do for me, kids? I don't know. What's white going to do for me? White does this, and white's also going to give me the ability to power swiftness. Great. Convince myself of that. So I'm going to get a white to my inventory. Still a blood ritual, which makes me happy. And I'm going to call that a turn. So I played a card. That's good. I'm going to pillage the village again. I get 2 more cards. 1 and 2. Mana draw is nice. Oh yeah, that's what white does for me, is mana draw. That's great. 1 and 2. Yeah, I'm going to be done with this. Let me fully... Oh, it also lets me power Song of Wind, which I'm going to need to get through the wasteland. Yeah, I'm going to go through my whole deck next turn. So 2 turns from now is when I'm going to attack. Norwas goes green, white, and blue. 1 more card. My turn, sparing power triggers. I'm going to drop a card. I'm going to drop, it doesn't matter, March or Stamina. So I'm resting. I drop that. I pillage the village. I draw 2 cards. And do I have 2 influence for heroes? I do. Awesome. So it is what it is. Norwas, 1, 2, 3. Norwas declaring end of round next turn. And I am taking all these cards in my hand and praying. Alright, that was the worst sparing power ever. A swiftness and a rage, and then tranquility. Yay! Promise. Oh, I have so much influence. Let's recruit something. Not quite. Alright. Well, here goes nothing, kids. I have these 2 spells. Play this only attack. Oh, I could just destroy an enemy with that. Interesting. I'm going to need 2 blacks to power this. Let me get rid of all this garbage because this is going to get in the way. Alright, I'm not attacking any of that stuff. So I'm going to put my spells there. I know this is how I can get crystals. Where's mana draw? I know that I'm going to need to spend 2 influence on the heroes, so I'm just going to do that. I know I need a blue and a white, 2 reds, 2 blacks. And I think I can do all of that. I'm going to have to take a wound from Blood Ritual, which means I can only take 4 more wounds or I'm knocked out. And I can't be knocked out. Alright. So there's some possibilities here. Play Tranquility, I draw a card. Oh wait, I have no more cards. Because of course I don't. So I'm going to use this white on Song of Wind. It's move 2. The cost to move into Wastelands is reduced by 2, so that goes there. I reveal all of this. So, physical attack with the Minotaur. We get Shadow, who has a cold fire attack. Yeah, it's about right. Daniel thinks I'm going to be 9 damage short. I think that sounds about right to me. We get a Fire Golem that has an attack of 5 because of the Blue City. Oh, the Ice Mage. I mean, if I survive, you're assuming I don't get knocked out here, and I can't because I only have 1 more turn. It's not like I can rest and draw another card because I have no more cards. Man, okay, we are just loaded up on Elemental. Oh, that's oh, and an Amethyst Freezers. Wow. Well, the good news is only 2 of these suckers have physical attack, or have brutal attacks. The bad news is everything else. So, okay, I can do the freezers on. I can't use the freezers on these guys, but I can use the freezers on everybody else. And I'm gonna have to. Can I do the mana draw? Do I need the blue? Think about. Let me figure out my crystal situation, and I'll do with the rest of it. So that blue's gonna go there. This white's gonna go here. The move 2 gets me in, so I'm here. I lose a reputation because I'm sieging a fortified site, or trying to. Trying to being the operative attack. I have a ton of block. I can get 4 attack here. I'm gonna have to, well, shoot. I'm gonna need a white for mana draw. So I'm gonna use this red here actually. I'm gonna take a wound. So that's 1. I already took that wound. So that's 1. I can take a white, black, and I'm gonna take a white and 2 reds. Take a wound, take 3 mana tokens of any color, including non-basic. You may pay 1, blah, 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 blah. So I'm gonna take a white and 2 reds. So I can't power any of my rages. Oh, I never even used that. Oh, it's so bad. I can get a blue from that, but it doesn't even do anything for me. That's bad. Do any of these have physical resistance? He does. That's not bad. No one has a physical resistance. That gives me a chance here. I'm going to play mana draw. I'm going to take this. I'm going to make it any color I want, except for gold. I'm going to make it black, and I get 2 blacks from here. So, it doesn't make sense for me to ignore site fortifications because I have the siege fire attack 8, and I only have... Oh, I have this swiftness. Well, fortunately I'm not going to be able to power that. That's 2 points of attack, and that's going to be the attack 6, just at the bottom of this for kicks. That's an attack 8, actually. Yeah, so it doesn't. The only siege attack, the only range attack I'd be using would be swiftness, and honestly, I don't have the white for it because I needed to use it this way because I need to power both those spells, right? So, and I need to power this range attack 7. Ooh, that's an argument to use that. No, it's fine. I think I'll be... I have so much block. Let me see how this block works. So if I use the fireball, I take a wound for that too, so that reduces my wound count by another 1. So I can only take 3 more wounds or I'm knocked out. I'm going to do siege fire attack 8, which allows me to kill... I can't attack the catapults because they're fortified. I can reduce the number of... I can reduce their attack, which is interesting. Siege fire attack 8 is not going to work against these 3. It's a waste on the shadow because I want to wait till it's elusive. Alright, I think I do this different. I am going to ignore site fortifications. And so that allows me to destroy an enemy, but I think the armor, everyone losing 1 armor makes more sense. And the fireball's not all that helpful by itself right now. So instead of making this black, I'm going to make this red. And then, so I only needed the 1 black, which I got from Ritual. Yeah. -1. Yeah. I think you're right. And I'm going to make this, so with the Blood Ritual, I took a red. Figure that out again. With Blood Ritual, I took a white and 2 reds. But I'll take, instead, I'll make that red, so the 2 reds will come from there. So I'll take a black, a white for swiftness, and a... so this will work here, this will work here, and I'll take another red from that for rage. Alright, let me figure this out now. Oh, that's green. It's like red, it's just different. So where did all this mana come from? Well, again, I had 1 red, I turned that there. Between mana draw and blood ritual, I was able to get 5 crystals. 2 of them had to be the same color because of mana draw. So those 2 were red, and then I took a black, a white, and a red from that. I had 2 of them had to be red, but this came from that too. Did I take 1 too many? I would have taken a white. Yeah, I think I took 1 too many. I started with 2 whites. That's red. I took a white, a black, and a white. Yeah, I took 2 whites. That gives me the swiftness range attack 3, which I think makes a little bit more sense. Because if I rage, if I can enhance rage, it gives me attack 4. It's only 2 difference. By allowing swiftness to enter the mix, now it's a 3 difference. All right, so demolish. Ignore site fortifications. All enemies get -1. So that's site fortifications, not the fortifications on the enemy itself. So I have a range attack of a 10, and I have a siege fire attack, which already took the wound 4 of an 8. So total, I have a range and siege fire attack of 18. So if I group any enemies that don't have fire resistance, yeah, I think you were right, Daniel. I just put it back. I just put it back because I put the white. Yeah, so let's review because I had the red. I turned the red into a white, a black, and a white, and then I turned with mana draw. I turned this into two red. So we're good. I had the blue. I had this white. I had this white. Um, so that actually worked out fairly well. All right. So what are we doing here? I man, there's a lot. That's a lot. So I have attack 10. I can kill both of these guys with attack 10 because again their armor is reduced by 1. So the range attack from the heroes, the range attack from swiftness, attack 10, they're both no longer with us. This attack, that was the problem because that armor, attack 8, that's just really inefficient. He's at attack 8. He's got fire resistance. He's still fortified. I just ignore the site fortifications, but not his fortifications. I think, pretty sure that's true, but it's not going to matter either way. I think I need that attack 8. I mean, points of attack in the next phase. I mean, 6, 6. If he's blocked, 4, 5, and it's all -1. Well, arcane immunity applies there, so it's not -1 for him. So it's 12. I'm sorry, it's 12 -2 because 1 each. That's 10, 14, 18, and then that. This is surprisingly. Oh, and I have almost have freezers as well, so I can reduce someone's. Oh, that's right. That is right. Stupid resistances. Thank you, Daniel. Oh, shoot. All right, so if I'm doing range attack 10 for non-fire resistance, oh, that's so bad. That would kill. Well, I can, Daniel, I'm pretty sure I can wipe out the catapults, right? I think because it ignores sided fortifications, I think it wipes out even double fortification. But if that's not right, let me know that. Um, so if that's right, then both the catapult and the ice mage is toast. What I can do is use the Ahmad freezers to reduce the armor of the guardian golems or the fire golems, and they don't attack this combat. So that takes care of that brutal. And then the ranged, the siege fire attack, I think I just hold on to that. I think I hold on to that. I guess there's still the question, the ice catapult, does that count? Does that fortification on them count as site fortifications, or does that count as a separate fortification? I'm pretty sure that still counts as site fortifications, which I'm kind of overruling what I said earlier, which is fine. All right, so now I'm reducing the armor of. Get rid of both of those. Yeah, my total attack is going to be 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Unless I do this. No, it doesn't make any sense. I could do this. Instead of taking a black, I do this. Cool. Cool, cool. All right. Let me do this then. I'm going to, instead of taking a black, and that gets me rid of this wound problem with Fireball, I use the ranged fire attack, and then I can take a red, and then I'll get 2 points of that damage back. So then I have basically fire attack 5, which I can use on the ice mages. So that's really efficient, and they're toast. And now I have range attack 10, which I can use on anything that does not have fire resistance. That's not the catapult. Still ignore the fortifications. Their armor would stay the same. So if I use this on the Minotaur, because he has now 4 armor, and I use this on these guys, look at the wound situation, because if it's not efficient, there's always the argument of is it better just to take the wound? And then so I have every point of attack at my disposal. So it'd be 2 wounds for Shadow. Oh, I have to block him though. That's a non-starter. And remember, I have the Shield of the Fallen Kings. So he's definitely gonna get blocked. Coldfire block 4 against up to 3 different attacks. Oh, it's actually a 5 because of that garbage. Oh man, it's so stupid. I could do Coldfire attack block. Everything's enhanced. Everything's enhanced. That becomes an attack of a 5. That's an attack of a 5. That's an attack of a 5. Coldfire block 8 would block him, and I think that's just what I do. Minotaur comes in with 10 points of damage. So that would be that. Yeah, I'm going to have to kill him. 9 points of damage. It's actually 11 points of damage because of the Blue City. So that would be 4 wounds. This is 5 points of damage. So it's 2 wounds, but it has paralyzed. This is 8 points of damage. So it's 3 wounds. And this is 6 points of damage because it's 3 fire attack with brutal. So that's 2 wounds. So obviously that's way too many. So I am going to have to figure out, even if I assign stuff to these units, it's not gonna, the math's not gonna work for me. So we are going to, I can assign that to one of them. That's fine. I'm gonna kill the Minotaur because that's 4 wounds. So this 10. So his armor's down to a 4, and I'll kill the Ice Mages as well. The armor's not reduced, but it's still fine. I can still kill them both. So I'm just wasting 1 point of attack that way. So dead and dead. I blocked our friend Ugly Panda, which is fine. These 9, I could take these. Yeah, this will be fine. So these I'm going to say that this dude doesn't attack, and his armor is now reduced to a 1 because his armor gets -3 reduction. So I don't have to worry about that wound. I'm going to assign the wound from the freezers to the heroes because they went out a hero. Again, it's only 5 points of damage. Yeah, does Demolish spell work on enemies with fire resistance? The first part does, since the card is not targeting it, but the other. Right. Yeah, no, Daniel, don't apologize, man. I really appreciate it. You definitely, Daniel, apologize for crashing the party. Does the Demolish spell work on enemies with fire resistance? So yeah, the first part does. Yeah, I was pretty sure of that. The second part doesn't. Yeah, so resistance only protects the unit. So yeah, which I'm good with. I'm good with that -1. We got that math worked out, and as long as the unit fortifications are gone, or I'm glad you called me out on the spell. That's fine. So anyway, so I assign the 5 points of damage to the heroes. The heroes die to hero, so they are just, because of paralyzed, they go away, right? Which is fine. Now we go to the melee phase. Shadow is blocked, so he has 4 points of armor remaining. These 3 enemies were dead, so I have 4 units left. I have used Fireball, and I have used Swiftness. Alright, so I'm going to use, I still have this. I have 2 points of attack, which I can use to wipe out the Fire Golems, because again, their armor is reduced to 1. And then I have 7 points of attack. 8, 9 points of... Oh, I have this. Wait, where are the Fire Golems? I still have this. I still think it makes sense to wipe them out with the 1 Rage. Where did that card go? Where did I put it? There. I still had this block. I still had that block. So maybe, yeah, because if I don't reduce the armor of the fire golem, it's going to take me 4 points of damage anyway. So because even with the ice attack too there, so that makes the most sense. So yeah, ice golems are dead. Definitely made the most sense to use the Amulet Freezer's effect on them. Now I have 7 points of attack, 8, 9, 10, 11 points of attack. Um, so that actually, his armor. If I group them, they're fire resistant, which is fine because none of this is fire. So 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 2 and 2. I've killed the Amulet Freezers and I killed Shadows, and that leaves me left with the oh man, it leaves me with the catapults. Which only has 6 armor, but I'm looking at this unit offer, and there's no way. Oh wait, throw in another action card. I could do this. All right, here we go. I reduced his armor to 5. This dude needs to go because I blocked it with whatever. If I keep threaten, I like this. All right, if I keep threaten, I do all this at the same math, so it's 4. It's actually 9, so it's a little bit inefficient because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I killed these 2 enemies. I let the Amulet Freezer survive. All right, these guys are all out, but now we have to do the math. If I can level up with these 6 enemies and get ritual attack, I can make this work, but I don't know if the math's going to work for me. So if I kill the catapults, how much fame is that? 7. So he's the same amount of fame. So we got the same odds here. So I need to get from 37 to 63. That's 26 fame. But every time I jump a level, remember, I get +1. Did I did I forget to do that ever? 4, 7, 12, 16, 19, 23, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. So I am right. I am at 37 where I'm supposed to be. So I'm going to clean up my play area, and if I can get 1 level up, we actually can make this work. And I'm keeping Threaten in my hand with these 5 wounds. All right, all these crystals go away. Goes away. Reroll this. It's blue. And it's gonna be close. I really don't know. I don't know what this math is. This goes away, this goes away, this goes away. These were all used. Oh, and actually I can keep another card in my hand too, because I only needed 9 and I had 10, so fine, I'll keep Rage in my hand as well. Oh, but that makes that interesting. And of course I didn't roll a 9. I didn't roll a red, so useless. But yeah, I would have kept the Rage. Anyway. Oh wait, I can't. No, the Rage was. I can't keep the Rage. The Rage had attack 2. I'll keep Tranquility. Yeah, I could not keep the Rage. There's no way that math would have worked. All right. So what is the math? 5 plus 5 is 10, plus 5 is 15, plus 5 is 19, plus 5 is 23, plus 7 is 30. That gets me from 37 to 67. It gets me to 69. I leveled up twice. What? You should say the damage. Oh, I will be drawing. Well, I have Tranquility Man. At the end of my turn, I can discard a card. Now I'm good, man. I only had 5 wounds. I have 6 cards in my hand now, and I'm gonna level up. Yeah, if I play Tranquility, because I didn't need to play Tranquility, so I realized that. And I have Threaten. Yeah, as I healed, I have 5 cards. I'm gonna draw a card. But that's a really good point. Yeah, because I would have been at the point where I wasn't drawing, but I actually will be drawing a card now because I was able to keep Tranquility because I only needed 9 points of damage because their armor was reduced by one, so the 9 points of damage was everything I needed. So I basically played Rage for attack two, um, and then I had two more cards, and then I had those. Now I rage for attack 4. I played one other card for attack 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and um, that killed this guy, and it killed the it killed this guy and this guy. So then I just had the freezers. But yeah, that totally worked. Because I knew I needed every card there was. Oh wait, can I keep both of those? Did I trick myself into thinking I could keep both of those? No, I can only keep that one. So I wouldn't have that. So I would have 5 wounds. You know what I'm going to do? If I... Oh, so I should wound the freezers. That's what you're saying. So if I wound the freezers with the catapult, right. That makes sense. That reduces 6 points of attack. Yes, totally. That reduces 6 points of attack, so I only take one wound on my hand, and now I draw. Cool, we get there. We got there, and I need to keep this guy unwounded because the freezers are gonna send him bye-bye. Cool. All right. Got that. If anyone has any questions about that, put that in the comments and I will reply. And I'm mostly talking to the audience to watch this later. So now we're going to do our level up. I'm going to take a look at my next two skills. Oh, you know what? I also could have taken Norawas's skill if I really wanted to draw, which is even fine. So I'll take Norawas's skill. I take the bottom thing here, which is great. And then Norwas declares end of round. I draw a card. I get a white crystal. We're gonna attack that. We're gonna. Oh, I need to move two. Oh shoot! What are the other two options? I need to move two. I can't do it. 4, 5, 6, 7. No, I did get another card in my hand. I would have had another card in my hand because it was 11 with the freezers. I needed 11 with the freezers, but when I took the freezers out, it was now 10, and then it became 9. And I had the rage for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So yeah, I would have had another card in my hand, but I'm still not sure that matters. I still wound the freezers. So I wouldn't have taken this. I got my movement skill, which is huge. So I get +1 movement every turn at night. And I don't get this white. Now, that's what I said. Daniel just figured it out. We got on the same page. I was right in my initial math because all I needed was attack 9 and I had attack 11 laid out because I had 7 here. So I only needed attack 11. Only needed attack 9. So I took 2 of those cards back, including Threaten and Tranquility. So now what I can do is, which also would have let me draw a card, which isn't helpful with a movement. But I can use the Tovak skill with Tranquility, which lets me to move in. I lose a reputation. Freezers attack. They're attacking with 5 points of damage. I assign that to the Utham Guardsmen. Oh, they go bye-bye. I'm losing all my friends, kids. And now we're going to respond. Ritual attack. Throw away another card, depending on its color. I'm going to throw away Threaten. I get attack 5. And then I have this skill, which is attack 6, 7, which kills the freezer. I'm not going to consider this a win until Daniel tells me I figured it out and we won. So, like, we all have to wait here all night until Daniel is like, no, that would have worked. It's totally legit because that was nuts. But yeah, Daniel definitely called. I would have been like, oh, I need movement. Oh, I can't draw cards. So yeah, the only way that works is exactly how it played out. And I pulled that +1 movement skill, and I would have had those 2 cards for sure. Because again, I had attack 11. I only needed attack 9. the reason for the double shift is one, the catapults only have 6 armor instead of the freezers, which had 7, and two, the catapults aren't fire resistant, so they would have had the -1 reduction that came along with the minus reduction that came along with demolish. So that was nuts. I don't think we're ever playing level 13 Blitz. I think this challenge is easier with Krang, with Arethia, even Norwas. But we had some really fortunate things that went our way there. Just maximize what's going on here. The lack of artifacts was garbage, absolute garbage. Ruby Ring would have been really helpful. We were able to work it around, work without it. We just go back. We just go back and count. I think. All right, I'll let you scroll back. Let me know. Endless gem pouch. Sword of Justice. Yeah, some of these are just Sword of Justice would have been really huge and just doubled everything. Banner of Command would have helped. I mean, a lot of these artifacts are really huge, and that's where I'm so reliant on monasteries and dungeons to kind of make this work. But we really using offering the way we did was really nice. I mean, these freezers in the Blue City are really awful. But I mean, ultimately, being able to use Demolish the way we did, got rid of anything that would have given us extra wounds. The Shield of the Fallen Kings allowed us to reduce the armor of the of Shadow, and that's it all just needs to come together when you're trying something like this, and it did. It did. Restoration. I never take that card ever take that card, and I was like, I need to get wounds out of my hand. Here we go. Probably should have taken that extra crystal at the end of the first night because that crystal math got really shady there at the end. But just kind of the way we were able to work it out. So huge thanks to Daniel kind of serving as the voice of reason and rules. It's like you can play this game a million times and then you get that edge case where you're like, right. So it is. I do appreciate the distinction between site fortifications and unit fortifications, and how those are definitely different. And that's where I guess expose would come in handy, where it says you ignore all fortifications. So that word site fortifications on demolish does end up playing pretty big if you have an enemy who is double fortified, which there aren't a ton of them. But look, I'll be back. I'm going to do a live playthrough next week, actually. I want to do Gaia Project, get my first live playthrough of Gaia Project on the channel, and I will certainly get myself, I'm going to figure out what's going on with my video through the integrated camera with this laptop, and figure out how I can get 2 videos playing as well, so you can all see my ugly mug. I will put it on now since I'm not going to be moving around as much, so it shouldn't be as annoying. Oh, nah, maybe. Might be hard to do this. Add plus video capture device. We'll see if this works. Okay, here we go. Yeah, it's still really choppy, so I'm not really sure why it's doing that on the camera, but the counting of the damage is correct, but always also anyway recheck the mana math. Nah, mana was right, dude. I'm convinced of that. Yeah, this isn't working. Yeah, Mana was right because I started with 2 whites and a blue, and then I'm almost positive of that. But if I'm wrong, then I owe you something. I'm not sure what. But the mana was right. It wasn't right at first, and then I took 1 additional away, but it was only right because of mana draw. So if I took 2 whites and a and a black, and then I used the 1 white and it got me 2 reds, and I had 1 red when the turn started, which is what I used to start the whole mess anyway. So yeah, I basically converted 1 red into 2 whites, a black, and 2 reds is how that worked. So which is reasonable. Just totally no. So yeah, it turned into 2 whites, a black. Yeah, 2 whites, a black, and 2 reds, because again the 1 white became the 2 reds. So we converted a red into a 1 white, 1 black, and 2 reds. And that was totally legit. So and I have this green, which is just chilling down here in case I wanted to repull concentration. So how huge it was, because it was so funny when I'm sitting there. I'm like, oh, no movement. I need that movement skill, because I originally just took Norwaz's skill. But boom, asking you shall receive. Oh, even this would have been fine. I don't give it down when fine because I got to play the card sideways for 2 movement. So I definitely had some options in my skill offer that were still, or my skill deck that were still ready to kind of make those 2 movement not a thing to be concerned about. But this skill really didn't do much, and that first skill draw wasn't great. Not sure what I could have, even in that last round, it didn't do anything. There's really no point. I mean, you get that blue city, just changes the math so much that I was just fortunate the freezers were saying, you do not attack. And then I was able to kind of reduce the armor of that fire golem and kill him pretty easy. So yeah, that 3 block. I guess there might have been early 1 or 2 enemies that I was able to take advantage of that with, but for the most part, it is what it is. But Blitz is a tight package, man. And less salty, good game. That was super entertaining, except for the lack of burning monasteries. Yeah, yeah, no doubt, man, no doubt. I want to burn a monastery, especially in Blitz, But yeah, it's a nice little tight map. Um, it's worked out fairly well. But yeah, having the combo of the red and the blue is super tight. But it worked out. It definitely worked out, and I'm happy. I love skills like this. Battle Frenzy is like I think one of my favorite skills in the game for Krang, where you get that ability just to flip it over. Oh, attack 4! It's so huge. But having the elemental attack 2 is every turn is also really nice. But I am rambling. We were able to somehow pull victory out of the jaws of defeat. Always appreciate the chat assist. Sorry again for the single camera. We'll get a second camera up here pretty soon. Hopefully I can figure out what I need to do with this laptop to make that work. Any questions, comments, epiphanies, please put them in the comment section below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Again, next week we're going to do an earlier time, 3 o'clock, with a playthrough of Gaia Project. Week after that, I'm going to do 3 in a row here. So week after that, I'm going to do a playthrough of Arkham Horror, the living card game. We'll be back with Mage Knight. I have that life and death scenario coming out with Krang, and that's going to be jacked up to a level 7. So each of the faction leaders will be coming in at a level 7, and we will deal with that. So that's an interesting challenge that's grown on me over time, for sure. So magic talent for the win. Fireball, could have been better, but did just enough. And thank you for some healing. So those are the 3 MVPs of today, if you're keeping track at home. Which I'm guessing you're not at this point. So that is about it. Thanks as always. Really appreciate it. Until